Hey, thanks for coming. This is a video I made to apologize to people that have been studying under me. And my apology is that I had told them that they should tell the world who they are in order for them to have success in their life. And I realized that I was asking them to do something that I had myself been unwilling to do. So I am making up for that by telling people who I am. And so in spite of all the problems that come with this announcement, I'm willing to do that in order to encourage them to become much more successful. And people have been asking for me to make this announcement. In the Puranas, there's a story of the avatars, and one of them is called Kalki, the coming one. I am that Kalki. My past incarnation on earth was as Krishna's brother, Balaram. So this is a pretty dramatic statement, okay? And I thought that I had to validate who I was before I made this announcement. And that's not really necessary, because I've already done some things that would be considered miraculous. One of the things that I did, okay, so if you're going to be a miracle worker, you have to work miracles. So let me tell you some of the miracles I've worked, and I have documented. One of the things that I've done is solved a very tough mathematical problem that's been around for 400 years, called Fermat's last theorem. I'll put a link to that. You can go look at it. And I solved it using the methods that were available to Fermat at the time. In 1993, a guy named Wiles solved that problem using very sophisticated mathematics. Okay, but I did it with simple mathematics that was available to Fermat at the time. Another thing that I've done is that I found a cure for diabetes and neuropathy, and I'll put the link for that also. And this is using alkaline water and fasting and other things, high auric values. We won't go into that right now. I've been working for a number of years on a solution to creating high-altitude balloons or dirigibles. Okay, so it's a matter of getting the weights and the structure and the lifting capacity all together. So I'm mentioning that in order for you to understand that I have done some things in very disparate fields And so that I meet the criteria for a miracle through a process of samyana. I talk about it in some of the other videos I've done. Okay, so this is so you can know, yes, okay, but more important than that, okay, these are some of the things I've done. The most important thing that I have done is to associate with people that now can cure people of health problems. And if you have a health problem, I can put you in touch with that. The purpose of this video is to make you better off. I guess I should have mentioned that first. Through spiritual means. Let me tell you how I can help you directly. One of the things that if you go look up on Wikipedia, what it says about Balaram is that people get happier just by being in his presence. And that's been with me all my life. So one of the things I have to offer you today is an opportunity for you to get more prosperous just through watching this video. And I'm a big believer in science, okay? Because that's the modality that's working for spirituality at this present time. I believe in reincarnation. I believe that the science is on the way to prove that reincarnation actually occurs. Okay. But so that's another thing that you can check on for yourself. There's 4 different methods to know who you were in a past life. And if you want to know, we as a group are here to help you do that. But I wanted to talk about the present and how you can be happier right now. And I wanted to talk about the idea that I'm testing out here. And what my idea is to empower this video to make you more prosperous right now in 4 different ways. One is to have more money. Another is to have more love in your life, to have a right livelihood, and to know God. So I want to have you test for yourself that this is working. Okay, so one of the things towards that end, I have a piece of paper. All you need to do is put down the date you saw this video and do nothing else except to be aware when something good happens to you over a 2-week period. Okay, so if you get some money unexpectedly, or you have some bill that gets taken care of in an unusual way, okay, something out of the ordinary, just mark it down. Okay, and do that for 2 weeks. That's simple, right? Okay, if something happens with your family and you're better off in family relations or with your wife or with your kids, mark it down. Something unusual that you didn't expect. Not anything in the normal course of things, but something unusual. If you have something happen at work that helps you be happier, or if your definition of God gets enlarged, mark it down. Do that for 2 weeks. So I put down today's date, June 18th, 2014. Okay. At the end of 2 weeks, look at this. Okay, so daily you count what happened. At the end of 2 weeks, take a look at it. And then say to yourself, is this normal? Well, that's easy to do, that's easy to test. Let me tell you a story that corresponds to this. As Balarama, I was the brother of Krishna, who was an avatar as well. And he had gone to meet the Pandavas, which Arjuna was his best friend. And their cousin Duryodhana really disliked Arjuna. So he was out to, and the rest of the Pandavas, so he was out to do whatever he could do to disrupt their lives. Okay. And he knew that there was a sage that lived in the area of the forest where they were living. And he encouraged Dhurva, that was the name of the sage, with all his disciples to go visit Arjuna after they had had their midday meal. And Krishna was visiting him at the time. So Dhurva came and with his disciples and said, we'd like to visit you. And so this was after the lunch hour, so they'd eaten everything that they had gathered that day. So there wasn't any food left. Arjuna's mother, Kunti, was horrified to see Yudhishthira, the oldest brother, invite Dhurva to have lunch. And Dhurva said, oh yes, we'll be happy to have lunch. We'll come back after we go to the river and get ready, clean up. Kunti turned in horror to Krishna and says, you've got to help us. And Krishna says, okay. He was a miracle worker too, so this is one of his miracles. And this is like the loaves and fishes in the Bible. Krishna said to Kunti, well, bring me something out of the pot. And all she could find was a crumb. Krishna says, give it to me. He took it, he swallowed it, and through his potency, he was able to make everybody in the whole world feel full. So Dhurva came back, and Yudhishthira says, what would you like to start with? And he says, no, Dhurva says, we're completely full. I don't think we could take another bite. Please let me bless you and go on our way. So this is a version of that. Everybody that looks at this video will feel better, will feel helped. Now the only thing I would ask you is, if after 2 weeks you say, okay, I think this worked. So the thing about science is that it's repeatable. I would like you then to make a further test. But this will require some action on your part. And what I would like you to do is to then share this video with somebody and watch again for 2 weeks. This will demonstrate to you on your own direct knowledge. Direct knowledge is the highest form of knowledge. that this is true. You could know for yourself that God can help you. And the reason I'm doing this is because the economic collapse that's been predicted for so long is now going to occur. And this is going to happen in the next 2 weeks. So if you're doing this and you see that you can make your life better, and you can make your life even more better after that, this will insulate you against this economic collapse. So that's a simple thing to do. This is something you can see for yourself and can know for yourself. Okay. So let me know how successful this is for you or other people. Come back, tell people what happened to you, if it worked. Thank you very much.